All right, we're gonna hop right into it. So, as I hinted in the last video, my first video, this is the second one. Yes, I am still continuing this, surprisingly. So, basically, what's happening is I do have this Amazon business, Mox, on the side, Mox Products. And so I went for the technology route because I thought that there was a lot more cash flow opportunity than in other products. Well, I have been having trouble to find that and everything except for that first kind of sketchy deals that I did. So, what ended up happening now is that I got this Alexa enabled speaker from Zoomark over in our good friend China. Now, Alibaba is a great website for sourcing things, but as with anything business related, you are at your own risk. And that's what I learned the hard way. And that's what I'm trying to get out of this video is that I don't want y'all to make my mistakes. So I'm going to tell you straight up front is that when you're going into Amazon, one, you need to make sure that you have a purpose for this product or you're filling a need or a niche or something. Because without that, then you're never going to be able to get organic sales and it's never going to be majorly profitable for you. So basically what ended up happening is I did the exact opposite and I got I got a speaker with less features than most have for a higher price and for not that much cash flow. So the theory behind it was great. I was going to get these speakers for 60 bucks, 70 all said and done, and then I was going to sell them for 120 on Amazon because they're a lot bigger than their big speakers, but they have the same features, or at least I thought when I was getting that. What I ended up finding out is that it used this Muso app, and so it is enabled with like iHeartRadio, Spotify, and some these other two things right here. I have no clue. They're used over in China, not here. So basically, what ended up happening was I got a speaker that costs more than the smaller speaker with less compatibility with like Amazon. What are the products of the Amazon with the Amazon app? It's the like learning thing to where you can like order Papa John's and shit like that. The only thing that you can do with this basically is you can tell it to turn up and down the sound, play over Wi-Fi, play over Bluetooth, skip song, etc., etc. So, but what they lack is the connectedness with other Amazon devices. Like you can't tell the speaker to turn off your lights in your living room. And that's really what cut me. And I, for whatever reason, they ended up selling and I sold like six of them. And I was in the hole, but I didn't have to advertise after my initial advertising. Amazon just works like that. It's really fucking weird. One day, nobody will find your product, and then 3 months down the road, they'll all sell within a week. So basically, what happened was I bought another shipment, just four of them, from ZoomTech, and it's doing the same thing that it did before. It's not selling, and it is totally my fault. Now, should I have learned from my first mistake? Yes. Should I have done the should I have found out why they sold? Yes. But I didn't. And so this is what I'm trying to tell you is that you need to make sure that you have the comparo like you can't get caught up in the numbers because the numbers will always fall short. Well, I wouldn't say always, but you're gonna wanna sometimes you'll overshoot the numbers and you'll get really excited in the moment and it will come back to bite you in the end. So basically, what I lacked was filling a niche. It did less for more instead of more for less. And so there's no reason for somebody to buy my speaker over the Sonos or this one or DOS or this other one. There's just no reason. The price, the just everything about it. So that sucks. But but that's the whole point of this business process is that I'm learning and it's going to come back to bite me sometimes, but you really have to get up and go back at it. You can't just let one thing hold you down. Like after this, I started that lawn care subcontracting business, and it has been making me money, and it's definitely scalable, and that's what I'm planning to do next summer. Um, so there's definitely opportunities out there, but it'll just be hard for. I'm gonna have to learn some lessons because I don't have a mentor. All those YouTubers out there, all they want you to do is buy their classes and buy their books, and after you buy all that shit, you have no money to invest. Then what? They'll give you a hook and liner. They'll give you like a little bit of information, but 95% of the video is them selling. So you have a 10-minute video. There's 1 minute of good information and 9 minutes of them selling their ebook or online class or etc. etc. So we're on our own, guys, and it's going to be a long one. But my theory behind this was that I could have this making me passive income while I go off and and get investors and get other people involved, so I can get this $10 million real estate deal or work up to $10 million in real estate in the next couple of years. Now that has failed to happen, unfortunately. So I need to find a different approach. I need to find something that is in demand. I need to fill a niche, sorry. Um, I need to fill a niche so that there is demand for my product. Supply and demand is so basic. But once you get it caught up in everything, it's easy to forget. It's really easy to forget. So, on that note, what to take away is that you need to make sure that you're filling a niche with your product and that you're doing something different than your competition. You need to make sure that you review everything about your product before getting your first order, or you need to make sure that you really critique it when you get your first sample. So when I got my first sample, I should have been like, no, this it's not gonna sell. It's not gonna do this. It's not gonna do that. But they did both sell. My first two products did sell. And I think it was because when I was advertising it too, it was around Christmas time. So this might be a good product to sell around Christmas time, but during the year, it's really hard for this product to sell even with advertising. So sorry, I go off on rants instead of getting to the point, or after I get to the point, I keep going off on rants. I'll get better at it with time, but basically that's the end of it. And hmm, I'm trying to think if I had anything else to say. Uh, if you have any questions about anything else I've done with Amazon or anything with my business practices, or if you want to critique me at all, I'd really appreciate constructive criticism and we could go back and forth about what you're doing right or wrong and what I think about it. Because the best thing to do is to have another perspective of what you're doing. Because without that, then it's nothing. I mean, it's without any kind of criticism to it, there's nothing that can happen. Basically, if you don't have criticism, then if you don't have criticism or somebody to bounce things off of, you're on your own. And it's really hard to succeed that way. So I would love to hear about any kind of your business practices or anything that you do yourself personally. And I'll tell you what I do myself personally. And we could bounce ideas off of each other. That's stupid. This is smart. I've tried this. I haven't tried that, etc., etc. You get the idea. All right, guys. I'm new, so if you found any value in this video, if you found any value at all, please feel free to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And pick up a conversation with me down in the comments. It'd be wonderful. I'd really like to know any critiques about my videos. All right, guys. Have a good one.